Bricktown Silver here. Welcome, stackers. You have entered the BS zone. Welcome to my mind. Warning, it can be a dark and sometimes foreboding place. This is mainly a girl's video, so I will dedicate this to the Silver Damsel. I doubt that she even knows I exist. She gets a lot of attention from the male stackers, stacking Stormtrooper, ECP, and C-Rod, but I think she is sweet on grog. They call him the Destroyer. Ladies always seem to go for that type. You know, the bad boys. But let me warn you, they are probably married. By the way, I'm not. Anyway, speaking of bad boys, this video is about Elvis, king of the rock and roll. The ladies seem to love Elvis. I know my sister and all her girlfriends did. I hated him. I guess I was jealous because he got all the girls. I thought I would tell you younger ladies about the king. Can't seem to focus that, but that's a pink Cadillac he's standing by. He was born January 8th, 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi. He was one of a set of twins. His brother died at the birth. Later, his parents moved to Memphis, Tennessee. At age 12, he was asked to sing on the radio, but he was scared and refused. He was shy and always a mama's boy. All their life, they were real close. Once he bought her a Cadillac, that pink Cadillac on the Silver Eagle there, even though she didn't have a driver's license. At age 19, he was turned down in an audition for a gospel quartet, Songfellows. It was probably a good thing for his career. In 1956, one of his first hit records was Heartbreak Hotel, about a man who jumped to his death from a hotel window. It grossed over $1 million. Elvis recorded over 600 songs, but he never actually wrote any of them. Ain't Nothing Like a Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, Can't Help Falling in Love with You, Always on My Mind, Love Me Tender, Return to Sender. In 1957, Elvis bought Graceland for $100,000. He was also drafted that year and served in the Army in 1958 through 1960. He refused special treatment, and he donated his $78 a month salary to charity. He also bought every soldier in his unit a new set of fatigues. In 1958, Elvis's mother passed away, and they say he was never the same after that. In the 1950s, polio was a real problem. A vaccine was discovered to help cure polio. Young people did not want to take the vaccine, and Elvis promoted it, and he was credited for a 90% drop in polio by 1960. After serving in the Army, Elvis made it big in radio, TV, and the silver screen. There you go, Silver Stackers. He starred in over 30 movies, one called Girls, Girls, Girls. That movie described Elvis since he loved the ladies. The song Are You Lonely Tonight also described him. Elvis did not like to spend the night alone. In Viva's Las Vegas, his character marries Anne Margaret in a quickie wedding. After that, wedding chapels sprang up all up and down the Las Vegas Strip, some promoting shotgun weddings and other things with Elvis in them. He gets credit for that as well. Elvis wasn't liked by everyone, though. Las Vegas was run by the Rat Pack. 7 entertainers such as Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Joey Bishop, and others from the World War II generation. They claimed Elvis shaked and shivered like he was suffering from itchy underwear and hot shoes. They nicknamed him Elvis the Pelvis. Later in the 70s, Elvis called Las Vegas his home base. Elvis had a manager they called Colonel Tom Parker. He was a bit on the shady side, had a background of working in the car rolls. He called Elvis my attraction. Parker was an illegal immigrant from Holland and wouldn't book Elvis out of the country except a few times in Canada. He was afraid he would be deported for not having a passport. He also took one half of what Elvis made, all of his earnings. He was a pretty shady guy. In 1967, Elvis married Priscilla. He was 24 and she was 14. He'd probably go to jail for that now. She was pretty, very pretty, and Elvis insisted that she keep her image up, and she would have to wear makeup 100% of the time. She couldn't wear sweats or eat ice cream. Elvis would not even watch her dress or make up her hair. They had one child, Lisa Marie, who was the spitting image of Elvis. Elvis and Priscilla were on the outs by 1972 and divorced in 1973. Priscilla said Elvis was a germaphobe and he was careful when drinking from a cup that someone may have touched. Elvis liked guns and doing karate. He loved cars. He loved to eat, which showed later in his life. Elvis' favorite sandwich called the Fool's Gold Loaf. There's one for you gold seekers. It was a hollowed out loaf of bread filled with peanut butter and jelly with a full pound of bacon in it. In the 1970s, Elvis met President Nixon, and although he had a drug prescription problem, he asked the president to grant him a badge as a narcotics agent. The president did. After that, Elvis had to dress as a police officer, and he'd pull people over, mainly women, and give them his autograph. Priscilla didn't like that. Elvis' fame was beginning to wane when he was making movies. His records were falling in the charts. Groups like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Doors were climbing in popularity. In 1968, Elvis became depressed after he walked down a busy street in Las Vegas and no one recognized him. Elvis had 5 doctors that were giving him prescriptions, and mystery surrounds his death. Elvis passed away August 16, 1977, at the age of 42, at his home in Graceland from a heart attack. He had over a dozen different drugs in his system. He died sitting on the toilet eating a sandwich. They say Elvis is the most impersonated person on the planet. Some say he faked his death and is still alive. He has been cited all over the world since then. People say, "Long live the king." I say, the real king is Jesus. This is Bricktown Silver. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Thanks for watching.